Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is June 23rd, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at top software companies. So I've got a list here sorted by market capitalization. Stock at the top, Microsoft has got highest market capitalization among the software stocks. Look, $1.8 trillion market cap for Microsoft. And as you scan through here, we got sales. Sales is $192 billion in a trailing 12-month basis. And look, there is a nice sales growth here. 5-year, 1 year, quarter over quarter. There is no issue. The company is really growing nicely and very good gross margin as well as net margin for Microsoft. So looks like Microsoft is a keeper. And look, RSI 45 tells you stock is sold off here. And one more, my favorite thing is to look at how the stock is doing on a daily, 2-week, 1-month basis. Look, as you scan through here, from a performance perspective, this stock has been doing pretty okay. Off late, slight weakness. Look, we got 1-day performance all the way to 5-year performance. Long-term performance is great, 285%, but short-term in 2-year, 32%, slightly less in 1 year because all the growth names are really under pressure. Stock came down. At these levels, I'm a buyer of Microsoft slowly for my long-term portfolio, and I would accumulate. And as you scan through here, we got a few more statistics here. Company doing very well. Look at the PE ratio, pretty much low, as you can see. Nice earnings per share. They got $104 billion of cash on their balance sheet. They have some debt, but completely manageable with the low debt ratio. As you scan through, healthy trading volume, and it also pays 1% dividend. And look, earnings is a little bit later and not too much volatility. Volatility is pretty much low for this stock here. And the list goes on here. So, next we got Accenture here. Again, Accenture is one of my favorite. $181 billion stock, as you can see here. Nice and healthy net margin here, 11%. And low RSI 45, as you can see here. This stock also, one more thing I always look for is really how is the company doing on a performance perspective. One thing I like about Accenture up here is look, stock has been down in 10-day, 3-month, 6-month basis, but look, it's turning corner in 1-day, 5-day. The moment I see this, it's really a momentum play here. Momentum is with this stock here. I would be slowly buying some Accenture at these levels. You could even buy some put spread. You could probably do, say, 280, 290 spread, or even 280, 295 spread. You could buy those call spreads. You would do well, or you could buy the stock itself in your long-term portfolio. Accenture is a keeper, and keep watching. I love Oracle, Safra Katz, and Larry Ellison. They're doing great, but stock has come down after the earnings. Look, it's down after the earnings, down big time, but longer term, look, it's in 2 years and 5 years, it's doing pretty okay. You could take advantage and buy some Oracle here. They can have a nice upsize in say a 6 months time frame here. Then we got Adobe. Adobe is a great stock. Leader is Shantanu Narayanan, as many of you might be knowing. Stock got clobbered. I mean, it's right here. Adobe is right here. Stock got clobbered here. Look, it's down big time after the earnings, and they gave some softer guidance. And look, now stock is rebounding in yesterday's market. You could slowly buy some Adobe. It's a great stock. One of the reasons it's getting clobbered is look at this price to sales ratio, slightly higher. That's why it's getting clobbered, but it's doing great. Look at that 5-year performance, 153%. And mainly it's getting clobbered because of high price to sales ratio, as you can see here. And we got a few more, as you see here. We got CRM, which is Mark Benioff's company, Salesforce.com. Same story. Stock got clobbered here. And as you scan through here, price to sales ratio is manageable, just 6, as you can see here. This one also got clobbered, but look, now it's trying to recover in yesterday's market. I would quickly look at some CRM or Salesforce.com and add to my position here. And the list goes on here. Looks like IBM has got a little more debt. We got a new CEO. He had been doing pretty okay here. But look, from an IBM perspective, if I click on this here, performance perspective, historically stock has not done well. Look at 2 years and 5 years, it's a little bit lower performance. But now we got a new CEO, Arvind Krishna. He can turn the corner here. And we got a few more. We got German software company SAP, and so on and so forth. What I would do is I would look at the performance here in a near-term basis. Look, as you scan through this, we got Intuit, one of my favorite stock here. Stock got clobbered due to some issues around the legal battles and so on and so forth. But look, now stock is recovering in 1 day, 5 day. I would look at such names here. They can continue to go higher. And the list goes on, as you can see here. Now what we'll do is we will go into my favorite trading tool here, which is TC2000, and create a quick watch list for these software stocks and go from there. So what I would do is I will copy all these names here from Microsoft all the way to all these names here. All these are software companies, as you can see here. We got a bunch of them. I would copy all these names. It's around 188 companies or so here. I would copy right here, and then I would go to TC2000. I got TC2000 open right here, as you can see here, and on my Mac here. So what I would do is I would create a new watch list. I would go here and create a new personal list here. And it tells me to give a name here. I would say software stock, or I would just say software, and I would say okay here. Once I do that, it gives you an option here. You could just go here and you could just paste. We already copied from Excel spreadsheet. I would paste here and go from there. Look, we got 188 symbols found. I would just copy these stocks here. I got my software watch list created. Once I have the software watch list created, I got an Ema Scanner. Basically, I created a quick scanner here. It's very easy to create a scanner. You could add your whatever column that you want to see here. What I've done is I've added some of my favorite columns here. Look, I got EMA 5, EMA 10, and so on and so forth here. I love to see how the stock is doing from an EMA perspective. So with that, what I would do is really, if you want to see how I created these formulas, I could just click here and go to edit. Look, it's very simple formula. It says C, which is close or the current price, minus X means X for exponential moving average, and 5 for 5 day. I'm saying give me the difference between today's price or current price and 5 day exponential moving average. It's a very simple formula. That's one of the reasons I love TC2000. You can write your own formulas and create your own columns, unlike many trading platforms. So with that, I got here EMA, a bunch of EMAs, as you can see here. And I would probably remove some of these columns because fundamental we already saw in the previous chart here. So I would remove some of these columns so you can look at all these things, all this properly here. I would remove sales growth also here so you can look at all the columns. There we go. We got price to sales ratio. I will also probably, let's see here, I would probably remove this one also here, so that way we can look at all the columns here. My main focus for this scanner is to look at all the EMA or exponential moving average. Look, we got a nice list here. Let me remove this one too here. All right, so we got a nice set of values here. I would just increase. All right, so we got our software. Let me do one thing. Let me change this from a high cap to our personal list that we just created and go to personal here. And we got our software stocks right here. Look, we got our software names here. And there you go. So as you see here, we could also sort this quickly by capitalization, so that way we got our we get our top software stock at the top. Look, we got our list here, and it's pretty neat. I love to look at these type of charts and see which stocks I can buy right now and do either the swing trading if if you're interested, or even long-term buying. Look, by looking at this here, you could just focus on the exponential moving average here, 5-day all the way to 200-day here. And look, there are some green shoots here. Microsoft and Accenture, they're turning corner. They're above their 5-day EMA. That tells you these stocks are rebounding. Look, Accenture is above its 5-day moving average as well as 10-day moving average. This tells you this stock can rebound from here. And if you look at the RSI here, it's 47.69. That tells you it's still sold off, and longer term moving average perspective, it's down, but it's taking on its 5-day EMA and 10-day EMA. So you could look at such stocks here for your momentum swing trading, and you'd do well instead of catching the falling knives. You could also look at Microsoft here just took over its 5-day EMA. That's also a good one here. And we got CRM, same story. Mark Benioff's company just took on its 5-day EMA. It's above 70 cents above its 5-day EMA. And if you look at IBM has been doing a little bit better here. Look, it's above its all of these EMA exponential moving averages, but historically it's not a good performer for the long term. But you could still buy some IBM. But it's right now RSI is 51, tells you it's fairly its momentum is fairly good here. So you could buy this also, but if you want longer or a bigger bang for a buck, you could look at stocks like Microsoft or Accenture. They would do better compared to IBM. And then you got a few more, as you see here. Focus on stocks that are going higher in 5-day EMA, exponential moving average, or 10-day EMA. And if the stock is really below its longer term EMA and recovering in the shorter term, that's where you want to focus on. So I could also do one thing. I could just sort on this year EMA 10 or even EMA 5 for that matter. That tells you all the stocks that are above their 5-day exponential moving average. Again, all software stocks, as you can see here. You could go into these names here, and you could focus on keep a focus on RSI here. I want RSI still to be below 50, so that way these stocks can go higher. Look, I would probably not buy Spotify right here. It's slightly high for me, and even Zoom video slightly high for me from an RSI perspective. But I would focus on stocks like Shopify. Look, even Shopify for that matter, after getting clobbered, it took on its 5-day EMA and 10-day EMA. I would look at such names here. Look, RSI is let's see here, still low here, 45. You could focus on such names here. And sometimes after looking at this chart here, I might look at my trading. I could go right here to my trading chart here, and I could just look at here. I got all these names here. Nice chart here. I could do same thing here. I could bring up my software personal list here, so that way I can look at my software stocks. Look, I got my software stock here. I could just sort on capitalization. I think let's go here, sort on capitalization. We got right here. And I could do one thing. I could just make this a little bit smaller here. And I like TC2000's volume surge here. It tells you Accenture, a lot of volume going into Accenture. I click on Accenture. I get nice chart, really, from a charting perspective, and scanning perspective, TC2000 is great, bar none. It's a great software. Look, Accenture. Stock has been clobbered, as you can see here, right from January 2022. But now look what's going on here. There's some uptick going on here. Stock is trying to rebound. And if you look at check-in money flow, money is also flowing into the stock. It's above zero line here. And RSI perspective low, RSI just 41 here. And directional movement, I like this indicator. It's telling you this stock can cross over its it's a red line here that tells you momentum is picking up here. And look, from an ADX perspective, ADX is 17. Typically, technicians love ADX about 20, but it's getting there. You could buy this great company here. You would do well. And we got a few more here. Keep watching so we can look at Microsoft, even I love this company also. It's a great company. You could look at Microsoft, but volume buzz is low here. You could focus on high volume buzz. I could sort based on volume buzz here. Look, there's a PRFT Proficient. Proficient has got nice volume buzz here, good volume here. It's also, as you can see here, right now it's not doing great. As you can see here, check-in money flow is saying right now its money is flowing out here, and even DMI perspective, blue line is down here. So I would slightly wait for these candidates here versus buying up here. But if you're a contrarian, you could look at stocks like Proficient. My favorite one is let's look at a few more here with nice volume buzz here. Look, we got Duolingo here. Stock is down, but look, the volume buzz is nice and high here. You could look at such names here. As a contrarian, stock is company is still not making money. You could look at such companies here. So with that, what we'll also do is we'll go back to our Ema Scanner. You could just get a good idea here, and you could also bring up a chart. I got multiple charts here. You could bring up some of these charts and look at some of these stocks here. Look, from a EMA 5 perspective, we got all these names here. We got we got multiple stocks which are doing well in EMA 5. You could look at EPAM. EPAM is also one of my favorite stock here. It's very heavily in Russia, Ukraine, and so on and so forth. Look, RSI is still 50. You could look at EPAM also. As you look through here, what I would do is I would look at Shopify as an example. Stock is rebounding. I could go to my one-day chart here. Look, we got Shopify right here. We got Bollinger Band here. Now it's trying to go higher. Look, there is a tight compression of volatility. Both the bands are close together, but stock seems to be going higher here. And even MACD perspective, stock wants to go higher. On the balance volume perspective, volume is increasing. That's a good sign here. RSI is 45 and on the rise here. And stochastic perspective, look, it's crossing over. That's also a good sign here. So with that, I would sift through these names like this here. All are trying to get some momentum here. I would look at the momentum indications like EMA, exponential moving average, which is one of my favorite momentum indicator, especially when the stock is down big time in a longer term exponential moving average and recovering in the short term moving average. That's where I would focus my effort and buy some of these names as we go forward. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.